Hey guys, I'm Maddie and welcome back to my channel. Recently, I've been struggling with the concept of like controlling my time and how I spend time. Like the first thing I thought when I woke up this morning was, oh, I slept in and I don't have time to do what I want to do today. I don't have enough hours in the day to get done what I need to get done, so I might as well just stay in bed and not get out. Because I only work afternoons, so my mornings are pretty free. So I kind of had like the bucket mindset where it's like, oh, one little thing went wrong, so let's just throw the rest of the day away and that my time isn't my own. But when I step back, and I also, I apologize, this video is gonna be everywhere because I don't have like a clear set path on where I wanna go with it, but I just need to talk. I need to get it out of my system and just chat with you about my thoughts about time. But recently my screen time has been, it's disgusting. Like probably, I think I averaged about 5.5 to 6 hours a day last week. 5.5 to 6 hours of my day was spent on my phone. And specifically, it's usually like social media, like Facebook or YouTube. YouTube Shorts is my version of TikTok because I don't have TikTok anymore. But I am spending about a third of my waking day watching other people live their life because it's not always very informative. A lot of the time it's just like random food content, random dancing, like, and I don't even like dancing. Like I'm not attracted or drawn to those shorts where it's people doing dances, like the viral dances. That's just not my thing. But somehow that always comes up on my For You page or my Shorts page, whatever you want to call it. And I just keep scrolling until I find something that does draw me in, and then I'll spend a little bit of time on there and then I'll keep going. So a third of my day is not really my own time. And I get so caught up in, like, I am aware when I'm scrolling thinking, oh, I need to do this or I need to do that or this needs to get done. I should go walk the dogs. I should go to the library. I should be reading my book. I have all these should be's in the back of my head, but you get trapped, and I know everyone experiences this too. I was just talking to my uncle about it yesterday, and he said he went on his phone at like 12 o'clock and then all of a sudden it was 2:30 because he had been scrolling on TikTok. Losing multiple hours to scrolling, and it's just like, you get sucked in. But then I needed to take a step back and really reevaluate my relationship with my phone because my phone isn't benefiting me a lot of the time. Like very rarely do I use it to communicate with other people. Like yes, I do, but that doesn't take 6 hours. It does not. I'm not talking on the phone with someone for 6 hours. Sending a text takes 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And besides that, my time is spent on social media. It's spent building these parasocial relationships with these people that I barely even know. Like, especially on Facebook. Like, I think about this a lot when scrolling Facebook. I don't see that many posts from people I know, from like my friends. A lot of the time it's like ads or random pages that pop up that show me videos of dogs, show me cooking, or like the 5-minute craft videos. Like that is majority of what my Facebook is. And YouTube, on YouTube, I don't know a single person. Like, yeah, like I don't follow anyone on YouTube that is also in my real life. So I'm not like catching up with people. I'm just numbing out watching this stuff. And something I wanted to lead into is that the algorithm creates our reality. Let me just say that again. The algorithm creates our reality. And I fully true-heartedly believe this. And I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist or come off like woo-woo or anything like that, but it's true. And I guess this could be a little bit of a chicken and the egg situation. Like, do we create our algorithm or does our algorithm create us? I don't want to get too far off this trail because I think this could be a whole separate beast all on its own, but I've just been thinking a lot about this recently. And like, so on my algorithm recently, a lot of food content has been coming up. And as I've mentioned in past videos, I'm like on a binge eating recovery. I'm starting a fitness journey, whatever. But last week, for some reason, my YouTube Shorts a lot of food content, what I eat in a day, dessert recipes, eating at certain places or eating for a certain diet during the day, whatever it might be. And last week, my cravings were through the roof. I had so many urges to binge, and I just was having a really tough time with food noise, and I hadn't experienced that for a while. So then, because I'm constantly being shown food content on my phone, that translates to my real life, and now I have to deal with those repercussions of what I was seeing on my phone that I know isn't real and not in front of me, and I can't recreate that, but it's still influencing and impacting my day-to-day life. Another example is book talk for me. This is a little bit more of a positive one, but when I was in my huge reading era, I don't like that phrase. And that's another thing. That's another social media thing. That word era, that is translating to my real life. I don't use that in my everyday today life. No one around me uses that word, but because I see it so much on social media, now I start to use it. But anyways, as I was saying, with my reading, when I was really into reading and super into books and producing book content, that is what I was being shown a lot on my social media, on my YouTube, on shorts and whatever. It was a lot of book content. So because I was seeing that manifested into my reality because I wanted to recreate what I was being shown. And like, it's just, and fitness too, that's a big thing. Like, I go through big phases in my life, and I don't know if I influence my algorithm to show me more of that, which like confirms what I'm doing in my life, or if I'm being shown that in my phone on social media and want to recreate that and manifest that into my reality. It's very, very strange. It's a weird dynamic. It's a weird relationship that I have with the algorithm and what it shows me. But once you're shown something on the algorithm, you want more. Like, that is the whole purpose of these apps, is to get you to stay on them longer, get you to engage more, get you to spend more of your time filling their pockets. Again, and I don't want to sound like anti-capitalism and stuff like that, because that's not what this video is at all. But I listened to a really great podcast with Andrew Huberman and Jonathan Haidt about smartphones, about social media impacting us. It was more geared towards like the youth and how it's impacting them being brought up, but there were so many key takeaways for me as a 24-year-old. I will definitely link that in the description. But it's just like, this phone isn't real. If I were to break this phone, I don't have connections to my social media, like to that social world that's been created. I'm left with my real life and what I've built here in my home, in my real life, in my physical life, with things I can physically touch and physically see. If I delete the YouTube app, it feels as if I'm cutting off a limb. It feels as if I am going to be grieving a life that isn't real. Does this make sense? Like, I feel like I'm getting so lost in the weeds a little bit, but it feels fake. Like, I can watch so many people on YouTube and feel a real deep connection with them and get caught up in the social media world for hours on end. But as soon as I turn my phone off, or as soon as I exit the app, it feels like I'm leaving that reality. This is like kind of mind trippy and like feels like it could be a Black Mirror episode, which I've been watching that a lot too, and that is trippy as fuck, that show. I really enjoy it. But yeah, I guess that's just kind of my thoughts recently, is like, am I creating my algorithm, or is my algorithm creating me? And I don't know if I want to contribute to the algorithm anymore. I don't know if I want to engage in that in a sense. Like, I still love posting content. Obviously, I'm making this video, but I just want to be much more mindful of what I'm consuming on YouTube. I'm talking about YouTube specifically because I don't have TikTok or Twitter. YouTube is my main platform. Facebook, but Facebook is like, it's its own thing entirely, I think, at least. But with YouTube, I want to be more mindful of what I'm watching, what I'm consuming, if it's actually impacting my life in a positive way, or if it's taking me away from my goals, because I only have so much time in a day, and me sitting watching YouTube videos isn't creating a life that I want to be living and a life that I want to actively participate in. Like, I only have so many hours in a day, and I can choose literally anything to do with those hours. Like I said, I don't work until 3:30 in the afternoon. So from 6, I usually wake up at like 6:30. So say from 6 to 3:30, that is 9 hours. 9 freaking hours. And I can choose to spend 6 of those on my phone if I wanted to, or I can choose to do anything. I can go on a road trip in 9 hours, like go drive 3 hours, come back and like do something. Like, it's just crazy. But when I think about it, I'm like, oh, well, okay, if I scroll for 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, like that eats away at your time so quickly. And I want to stop rewarding myself or reinforcing behaviors with a social media break. I don't want to do a task that takes 20 minutes and then sit down for 15 and scroll social media because I deserve it, because I worked so hard in that 20 minutes. Sometimes, like for background noise, like if I'm doing the dishes or something, I'll put a YouTube video on, just because, I don't know, or what, like if I'm walking on the treadmill, I'll watch a YouTube video. But during the day, when I have my downtime, I don't want to turn to my phone. It's so good to have quiet time, like with nothing going on, or to pick up a physical book, but I don't want to use social media as a reward anymore because it's a waste of my time. Like, yes, it has its time and place, and I'm never going to get off of it completely. I just want to reevaluate my relationship with it. This was a very long-winded video, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it made sense and maybe sparked something in you to reevaluate how you interact with social media, how you translate social media from your device to your real life, and just how everything kind of impacts one another, and you are in control of your time. Yes, there are some situations where you can't, like at work or responsibilities, things like that. But for the most part, do what you want to do with your time. Don't let your phone or social media control that and dictate how you live your life. This is like a freaking ball and chain, and I love my phone. I love the connections, and I love social media for the engagement, for the entertainment, the knowledge, education, things like that. But I need to have better boundaries with myself and social media. Anyways, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.